ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमस्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन् ऊतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। सुमुखश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लम्बोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः बालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्दपूर्वजः शुक्लाम्बरधरम् विष्णुम् शशिवर्णम् चतुर्भुजम् प्रसन्नवदनम् ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये यस्य विरलवक्त्राद्याः पारिषद्याः परस्ततम् विघ्नम् निघ्नन्ति सततम् विश्वक्सेनम् समाश्रये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यम् राम नाम वरानने यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनम् तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिम् बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनम् मारुतिम् नमत राक्षसान्तकम्। Aditya Hridayam is what Agastya himself calls this, and Aditya has we generally take it to mean the sun. That is fine because the sun signifies something, it symbolizes something, and it's the embodiment or an illustration of something else. And first, going through the meaning of the word Aditya, in English we call it the sun, but in Sanskrit there are two different meanings for it. One is Aditya is the one that belongs to or that's the son of Aditi. Aditi and Diti were two wives of Kasyapas. Kasyapa Maharishi Prajapati had two wives, Aditi and Diti, the Devas and the Asuras, and the whole of humanity, as we call it, all the beings really came, that's where the origin was for this particular period in time. So Aditi's son is Aditya. Now another meaning is Aditi iti Aditya. Aditi iti Aditya. Aditi means to take away, to diminish in a progressive manner. So that is that's one action that the sun does, right? So that's the why it's also called Aditya. Now, Hridayam is very important here. Hridayam has got only one meaning, Hridayam. It does not mean the heart. The moment we say heart in English, we lose the effect and the efficacy of it, of this beautiful Sanskritam word is Hridayam, is the place where prema is daya is established. Daya is nothing but prema of Bhagavan, selfless love. And where that is established, that is called Hridayam. So Aditya Hridayam means the sun that we see, where did it come from and what is it in the Hridayam of that, what is in the Hridayam of this effulgence that Agastya talks about, that is nothing but selfless love. And that is what this whole slokam is all about. And here the demonstration is given through some physical examples like the sun and how the sun appears and what it does and all that. But everything is originating from Hridayam. And when Agastya Muni talks to Rama, Rama himself is the Hridayam of all beings. But what he's really telling us, Valmiki, when he put this in Ramayanam, it is not Agastya Muni is teaching Rama, he is praising the selfless love, the Hridayam that Rama is the embodiment of, and that selfless love has, in this process of creation and protection and dissolution, it has its, even though it's witnessed, it projects these kind of activities. So that is the reminder and the worship that Agastya does to Rama. So we should never think that here Agastya is teaching Rama. And because remember, we saw in the battle that Rama was playfully battling with Ravana and how he was enjoying it. And 18 days that war was fought. And he was also waiting for the right time to come because the 14 years of banishment, that calendar has to also conclude. So he was waiting for that time to come, and the time had just now arrived. And that is when through the Agastya, we get this beautiful, beautiful description and reminder and worship of this selfless love or daya, which is established very firmly in each and every one of us. So with that brief introduction, I want to do the slokams 1 through 9. I will recite them, and you can also recite them along with me, keeping your end muted, but to make sure that you become facile and easy to pronounce and all that, right? Tato yuddha parisrantam samare chintaya sthitam ravanam chagrato drushtva yuddhaya samupastitam daivataischa samagamya drashtam abhyakatoranam upagabhya bravitramam agastyo bhagavan rishihi Rama Rama Mahabaho Srunugukyam Sanatanam Yena Sarvanarin Vatta Samare Vijayishyasi Aditya Hrudayam Punyam Sarva Satru Vinasanam Jayavaham Japen Nityam Akshayam Paramam Sivam Sarva Mangala Mangalyam Sarva Papa Pranasanam Chinta Soka Prasamanam Ayurvardhanam Uttamam Rasmimantam Samudhyantam Devasura Namaskrutam Pujayasva Vivasvantam Bhaskaram Bhuvaneswaram Sarva Devatmako Shesha Tejasvi Rasmi Bhavanaha Yesha Devasura Ganam Lokan Pati Gabasthibihi Yesha Brahma cha Vishnuscha Sivaskanda Prajapatihi Mahendro Dhanata Kalo Yamas Somo Yapampatihi Pitaro Vasavasadhya Yasvinau Haruto Manuho Vayurvagni Prajaprana Rutukarta Prabhakaraha. We came up to that point, and we will cover some word by word meaning also, because the meanings, if you do it superficially, they all sound the same, but they are not, because each Sanskritam word has got its own specific, beautiful, beautiful meaning here, so we can enjoy this stotram. Slokam number 10. Aditya Savita Suryaha Svagah Pusha Gabhastiman Suvarna Sadruso Bhanuhu Hiranyareta Divakaraha. Once more. Aditya Savita Suryaha Svagah Pusha Gabhastiman Suvarna Sadruso Bhanuhu Hiranyareta Divakaraha. Aditya, we saw the meaning for that, right? Savita. Savita means that creates from itself. You look at the creation that we all do on a human basis. We need a material, we need facilities, we need tools, so many things. But what is it that creates from itself? That is selfless love. That is Savita. Suryaha. That Suryaha denotes the sun. Svagaha. Svagaha means one who is moving about in the akasam, in the sky. And Svagaha. Pusha. Pusha is the one we say in colloquial Tamil, Poshikarde, which means to protect. And how does the protection come about? So even if you look at the sun as we see the sun, as opposed to the Hridayam behind it, What does it do? It creates. It creates by um, uh, it creates beings, and it also brings an end to the being. And one second, hold on. And then also in the sun itself is the one that gives us the time and the opportunity to do various rituals that we conduct, right? And that is an aspect of the Savita, that's Surya. Then Svagaha Visa. Pusha, how does it protect us? It brings us rain. And with the rain, we get food. And food actually nourishes us, right? The cycle goes on. And Gabhastiman means one who's full of rays. The light itself coming from the sun is rays, right? We call it the light rays. And Suvarna Sadruso. Suvarnam. Suvarnam is something that is golden. That's the way, when you look at the sun another aspect of this also going to be described very soon in another sloka. And if you look at how do we see the world, it's all kind of golden. That's the way it is impressed in our mind. That's a golden element to it. That's the Hiranya aspect of it. That's Suvarnam. So Sadruso is good vision. And when we look at the sun, we feel good, right? All our bad thoughts go away. Just if you take one look at the sun, and of course during the daytime, where on noon or so, difficult for us to see the sun because of its effulgence and the extreme light, extreme brightness. But the morning and the evening, when the sun rays are slanting, and we take a look at it, how do we feel? All our worries are destroyed. We feel good. That's a good vision. And the sun also has sadrusam on each one of us because it protects us. It does only good to us. So sadruso, bhanuhu. Bhanuhu means bright, effulgent. Now, Hiranya Reka, Hiranya Visa. Again, that same thing as Suvarna. Hiranya means gold and Reka means rays. And Divakaraha. Divakaraha means, Divakara, we say colloquially it means sun. But the actual meaning, etymologically, if you look at it in the Sanskritam, that's why I wanted to go through each of these words with you, even though they all denote the sun, but they denote different aspects of the sun. This is the beauty of Sanskrit language. Each word describes the quality of the infinite that is present in a finite form. And when you look at the quality, then you get a doorway into the infiniteness, the limitlessness of it. And what does Divakaraha mean? Divakaraha is the quality of the sun that creates days. Every day that we have, then it begins and it ends, right? The sun is the one that creates it. Divakaraha. Diva means the day in Sanskrit. So, the overall meaning is the Savita, the one that creates it from itself, the Suryan, who gives us the time and the opportunity to do all the actions that we do, Suryan, and the one who moves about in the sky, the one through the rain actually protects us, who's full of effulgent rays, and who's got good vision and grants good vision to us also, and who's effulgent and very bright and emitting golden color rays, and who creates this. He is Aditya. He Aditi, sun. He is Aditi's son. And the Hridayam that brings about the Aditya is nothing but Prema, Daya. Their Daya is established, and that is the thing that Agastya is now talking to us about. Very important. Okay, that's how we began. Next sloka. So let's do this, read this sloka once more, and we will move on to the next one. So you can read this with me, along with me, so it makes it easy for you. Any point, any time you have some difficulty, unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Okay? Aditya Savita Surya Bhagaf Pusha Gabhastiman Suvarna Sadruso Bhanuhu Hiranya Reka Divakaraha. Slokam number 11. Haridasva सहस्रार्चिः सप्त सप्तिर्मरीचिमान् तिमिरोन्मदनः शम्भुः त्वष्टा मार्ताण्ड अंशुमान् हरिदस्वसहस्रार्चिः सप्त सप्तिर्मरीचिमान् तिमिरोन्मदनः शम्भुः त्वष्टा मार्ताण्ड अंशुमान्. Haridasvaha. Haridasvaha means it denotes a green, Hari in this case, Hari also means green. Dasvaha denotes a horse, and Haridasvaha is a green horse. Sahasra Archihi means infinite race. Archihi is another name for race. And Sapta is 7. Saptihi is horse again. So one who has got 7 horses. Okay, we will see what it is. Marichiman. Marichi, the etymological meaning. Marichi is one of the Manasika Putras of Brahma. Okay. And Marichiman means one who is basically the groups of rays of light. Light rays is called Marichi. Timiron Matanaha. And Timiraha means darkness, the ignorance. One who destroys darkness. Sambhuhu, one who gives bliss, one who gives auspiciousness. Mangalam, Sambhuhu. Tvashta. Tvashta means one who destroys everything. No, even in our personal life, you see that things are being destroyed all the time. And how does it happen? Aditi iti adityaha, because he takes away. And then, of course, again, more things are created. It's a wondrous, amazing thing that if you just take 1 second and look at how our own self, our body functions, what's happening in our mind, how breathing takes place, it's amazing. I mean, there is no word to describe it. And that Prashta is the one who does the disappearing part of it, dissolving part of it, what we call as destroying and putting an end to it, right? Next one, Martanda. Martanda means one, the aspect of divinity that creates things from nothing, from basically bringing life out of a lifeless egg, right? From in Taittiriya Upanishad it says from Asat came Sat, and that is also taking place. So while things are being destroyed, after destruction, again, creation also takes place immediately. So Martanda. Amsuman. Amsuman also means highly effulgent. So this overall sloka means one who has got green color horses, an infinite race, and one who has the 7 horses, and one who appears as a large group of, you can say very large, huge group of light rays, one who destroys darkness, the one that gives bliss and happiness and auspiciousness. The moment you see sunrise or sunset, even sun at noontime, how beautiful, even tremendous mangalam is there, auspiciousness, well-being, of our life is there. The sun goes away, how melancholy we all feel, right? So that is Sambhuhu, because he is the one who gives that. Prashtha and Martanda, one who destroys everything and also creates everything, which is what's happening in our mind all the time. Amsuman, effulgent, and he is nothing but Aditya, Aditi, sun. And where did he come from? From Hridayam, from selfless love. So remember, through the sun, we can go to the Hridayam itself. Because sun is something we can all relate to. And by worshipping the sun, which is nothing but form of light, and doing so many things, we can go to the source itself, Aditya Hridayam. Reading the slokam, you can read with me. Haridasva sahasrachihi sapta saptir marichiman timiron matanas sambhuhu tvashta Martanda Amsuman. Now, what are the 7 horses that he's talking of? When you look at the sun god pictured, he will be riding a chariot. The chariot will have 7 horses. And what is the significance of these 7 horses? These are through the sun, the Aditya, the one that appears in effulgence, that we call it the sun, we actually go through different levels of awarenesses if we take tapas. First awareness that we have is Bhuhu, the one that I am this body, right? And Bhuvaha, whatever I go through in my mind, because that is Bhuvaha. Suvaha, whatever is happening is really happening beneficially only. If you really look at it, there is nothing that is non-beneficial that takes place in our life. So the different levels of awareness, from Bhuhu, from a physical awareness to a mental awareness, to the awareness that we see the beneficence, the beneficial force, energy, but that protect that's there everywhere. We come to that awareness, that is Suvaha. Then Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Suvaha, Om Mahaha, okay, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. So this Mahaha is greatness. As we expand, our awareness also expand. We get into the Mahaha part of it. Janaha. Now all beings that have been born, that is no different from me. When I get that awareness, I am in the Janaha awareness. And that comes, of course, before that you have the Tapaha. Tapaha is when the mind is purified. There is no impurity in the mind. Then we come to the awareness and become one with Satyam. So those are the 7 horses symbolically that is represented when you see the picture of the sun. So going to the next, let's take one more for today. Slokam number 12. Hiranya Garbha Sifiraha Tapano Bhaskaro Ravihi Agni Garbhodite Putraha Sankat Sifiranasanah Hiranya Garbha Sifiraha Tapano Bhaskaro Ravihi Agni Garbhodite Putraha Sankat Sifiranasanah Hiranya Garbha. When we cognize the world through our eyes, don't you see there is a golden hue to everything? Even the whitest light at noon or when the sun is right on the top, even though we think the light is very white, does it not have a golden hue to it? That goldenness is what Hiranya is. And Garbha is womb. One who is in the womb of that golden cognizance that we have in the materialistic world. Like that Hiranya Garbha. Sifiraha. Sifiraha means cold. What is cold here? Sifiraha, the sun, who actually removes all our worries and mental agitations and calms and cools us down. If you think of him, this Hridayam, Aditya Hridayam, when you think of the Hridayam and just with your mind, immediately you get cooled down, all your mental agitations cool down and you become calm, right? So that's Sisiraha here. Tapano means one who actually puts you and boils you up, right? Putting it in a vat and then heating you up. It's exactly the opposite. What does this tapano mean? When you move away from the Hridayam, as a reminder, all the agitations take place. Fever, when agitation is there, the heat goes up, right? We call it a fever when it is physically. When it's mentally, the mental agitation, we call it as worries. So many things, right? But basically, it's all heat. And that heat is tapana. Tapana means hot. That's how the hot comes. Bhaskaro. Bhaskaro is effulgent, one who has got these effulgent rays. Ravihi means, or another name for sun. Bhaskaro means also a sun, but it means effulgent. Ravihi also means the sun, but in English there's only one word, but Ravihi in Sanskrit means one who is worshipful, one who deserves to be worshipped. Because when we look at the sun, immediately even sunrise or sunset doesn't matter. Automatically we worship that, right? And some of us put our palms together and say Gayatri Mantram or whatever, or even mentally we worship that, right? And that aspect of that Hridayam, that divinity that appears as Aditya, that aspect, that quality is called Ravihi. Then Agni Garbho Aditehe. Agni Garbho Aditehe. Agni Garbha Aditehe. Agni is fire. Garbham is the womb of the fire. And Aditehe means one who has got it in control. So, we talk about the fusion and scientifically and all that, but everything is done in a controlled manner, not in a chaotic manner. Things are not out of control. Through that reaction, scientifically we explain that's happening in the sun itself is decreasing, right? It's slowly decreasing and slowly losing its power. So it's sacrificing itself. That control, that rhythm is called Agni Garbho Ditehe. That is, the rhythm is nothing but Aditya, the Aditya Hridayam, the selfless love. Putraha means born out of, manifesting out of. Sankaha. Sankaha means is one who actually, see what happens, Sayankalam, we say, right? Sayankalam means Sayankalam. We call it as evening time. What happens at Sayankalam is things cool down. How does that cooling take place? That is also done by this Aditya Hridayam. That aspect is being covered under Sankaha. Now, Sifira Nasanaha. Here the word Sifira comes again. I told you it means cool and something that is very cool to touch. What is it? If you take a dew drop, that is very cool in the morning. Nasanaha, one who destroys it when it comes up in the morning. So these are the meanings of this. So if you look at overall meaning, this whole universe is a Brahmandam. Brahma means huge, expansive, and so big. Andam means egg, putting it. In the whole universe, it's in the shape of an egg. And it is so huge, but one who is present in the womb of it, that is Hiranyagarbha. That Hiranyagarbha. And the people who worship and who are humble and who have humility and vinayam, one who cools down their tapangal, one who cools down their anxieties and worries and calms them down. And also for people who are not like that, one who heats them up, one who gives light, and one who is worshipped by everyone, and one who is controlled, one who is controlling the fire itself, the origin of the fire itself, one who gives the quality of coolness to the evening time, and one who removes the dew drops. And that is Aditya. That is Aditi's sun, is what the slokam says. So let's recite the slokam together. Hiranyagarbha Sifiraha Kapano Bhaskaro Ravihi Agni Dite Putraha Sankas Sifiranasanah. Once more. Hiranyagarbha Sifiraha Kapano Bhaskaro Ravihi Agni Dite Putraha Sankas Sifiranasanah. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.